Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. Today we're here to talk about Robert Whittaker, Khamzat Chimaev, UFC 308. Now the fight that kind of looks like it's in jeopardy due to the possibility of Khamzat Chimaev falling ill once again. I do understand that this is not official, that the fight is off yet, so please don't get mad at me yet. But we kind of called it on this channel a few months back. I want to say like a month and a half back. We spoke about this fight. And we talked about the possibility of Khamzat Chimaev pulling out again due to illness. Not quite sure the type of illness that Khamzat Chimaev is dealing with. But the fight's certainly looking like it's in jeopardy. Also, this potential fight is perhaps a 5-rounder if and when it happens. It is set for UFC 308 Abu Dhabi. In all honesty, I was just super happy to see Khamzat Chimaev back in that octagon. But of course, we all want him to be well before he comes in and fights a guy like Robert Whittaker. Before getting started with this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. First and foremost, the potential fight in the middleweight division is going to take place UFC 308 between Whittaker and Chimaev. Is a 5-round fight. If the fight does happen, very interested to see Khamzat Chimaev in a 5-round fight. Khamzat Chimaev has looked shaky against opposition, the likes of Gilbert Burns. And that was not a 5-round fight. If I'm not mistaken, Gilbert Burns' fight was a 3-round fight. So what happens in the 4th and 5th round for a guy like Khamzat Chimaev against a guy like Robert Whittaker? Obviously, Khamzat Chimaev stepping up in weight. He failed to make 170 on so many different occasions to where it ultimately pushed the UFC to basically force the guy to fight at 185. I don't want to say force, but it's pretty much force because Chimaev fought so many fights in welterweight, but yet time and time again, he failed to make weight. And which ultimately, makes sense. I mean, if he couldn't figure it out, it was up to the UFC to kind of tell him, hey, it's time to change weight classes, and this is what he's scheduled for. He's scheduled for, obviously, a middleweight bout against former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker in what is potentially a title eliminator matchup. The winner of this fight is the #1 contender. We do have Strickland versus Dricus. I'm not sure when the date for that is. I don't think there's anything official in terms of that. But the winner of Dricus versus Strickland faces the winner of Chimaev versus Whittaker, if Chimaev makes it to the fight. Some reports suggest that Khamzat Chimaev is falling ill again. It seems like the same scenario is repeating itself once again. Khamzat Chimaev has pulled out of more fights in the past year and a half, 2 years than he's been involved in, obviously. But his last 2 opponents were Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, 2 respectable names. And in all honesty, Khamzat Chimaev did not look as impressive against those 2 guys as he did in his first fights, the first 4 or 5 fights in the UFC. The guy's still undefeated, right? There's still a lot of potential. But at the same time, there are illnesses anchoring this guy down in the same position, which stagnation ultimately means that you're not growing and you're just kind of deteriorating in many ways. In all honesty, I've said this so many times about the potential wasted talent of Khamzat Chimaev. Valuable type is escaping. I do understand that he's entering his peak years, but still a lot of valuable time has been wasted with Chimaev. I hope I'm wrong, but it seems like that Chimaev, like I said, I hope that I'm not right about this, but it seems like that the fight of UFC 308 against Whittaker is in jeopardy again. Hope to see some positive news regarding this subject, within the next few weeks. I hope Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker the best. I really want to see those two guys face one another in that octagon and just get that division moving again, in all honesty, in terms of number one contenders, because obviously Whittaker has to face someone before he gets a title shot. And the most obvious answer is Chimaev, right? So let's keep our fingers crossed. Hope everything goes well for both fighters. And let's hope to see that fight of UFC 308 in the middleweight division takes place that night. UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe for more.